Alright guys, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. This is Mike again, and this is the finale of A Decade in Review. Going to be covering the last part of 2010, and I really don't want to get into this because there's a couple games that I haven't played, one of which I don't really want to cover, so I'm just going to get that over with real quick. But there will be a link to the playlist and the previous video in the series of A Decade in Review. And I don't want to do this. I'm just going to skip right over it. But I'm going to bring it up real quick anyway because it needs to be brought up. Final Fantasy XII. I never played it. Don't really give a shit about it. So I don't even care about it. There's not really anything to be said about it because I haven't really heard anything about it. I mean, yeah, it came out like a couple years ago, a few years ago actually. So even when it was the most recent Final Fantasy, I never even heard about it. Like, there wasn't really a whole lot of buzz about it that I've really can remember. It was just kind of like, okay, here is a new Final Fantasy. Yeah. Don't really expect too much out of us for the next one. And that was pretty much it. I mean, I don't even remember who it was. I don't remember anything about this game at all. Yeah, skip it. Next up, God of War 3. That came out in 2010, really? I thought it came out in 11. Okay, anyways. I never played God of War 3. I know it was known for like being pretty fucking difficult on its hardest difficulty, but then that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be hard on its hardest difficulty. I mean, it's nothing like it's not Ninja Gaiden or anything, but it's up there. It's not Demon Souls. But I don't have a PS3, so I have no opinion on it, and I've never even seen anybody play it. So, again, I have no opinion on it, but the rest of the games I will have an opinion on, like this next game, Alan Wake. Now, people don't really, I don't know, there's not many people have played Alan Wake to my knowledge, but the people who have either absolutely loved it or absolutely hated it. And to me, Alan Wake was a good game. It was a great game, but it kind of lacked in a certain light. Wow, that's ridiculous. Because the entire game, you pretty much play as Alan Wake, trying to figure out what his next story is going to be, and he lives his next story through his nightmares. But it's not really his nightmares, as in it's his real life, but it's weird because in your real life, I don't understand. I don't think it's like dream sequences or stuff, but it's made to be dream sequences. It's supposed to be dream sequences, but it's not. You're actually going through Alan Wake's life, figuring out what the fuck is happening, and you're picking up pages of his next book as you're going along, but that's completely optional, as you are living his life through the dream sequences, and you are making his next story, although it's pre-planned and you can't really do anything about it. But I really enjoyed it. I absolutely loved it. It was, I don't really know what else to say about it other than I loved it, and if you haven't played it, I don't know why you wouldn't have, because it came free with every new copy of the slim Xbox 360s. Play it. If you haven't, play it. I really loved it, and I'm glad I got it. So if you're looking for like a psychological horror, psycho thriller game, no, it's not a psycho thriller game. It's I don't know, like a psychological I don't know, it may be a psycho thriller game. Get it. You won't regret it. Or you might. You fuck. Hell if I know. Um, but to me, I loved it. I liked it a lot. Next up is Red Dead Redemption. Now, this is kind of like Grand Theft Auto in the 19th century. There's not much to say about Red Dead other than imagine Grand Theft Auto with horses instead of cars. And you have Red Dead Redemption right fucking there. The horse mechanics and not the mechanics, the horse controls in this fucking game are just absolutely asinine. Try piloting a horse in this game. You won't get far. Mainly because a horse will fucking drive you off a cliff. Intentionally. Yeah, other than that, it's pretty much just your standard Rockstar game, being a sandbox. You can do whatever the fuck you want to whoever the fuck you want, however the fuck you want to do it. And you have to expect Rockstar to do that because they make sandbox games. That's all they do, pretty much. They have done that since, fuck, 1998 or some shit. Fucking a long time ago. And they've been doing sandbox games ever since. Yeah, Rockstar. Next up and second to last is Halo Reach. Now, hardcore fucking fans of Halo are going to hate me for this, but I enjoyed Halo Reach. That may be because I'm not a hardcore Halo fan. But, you know, again, people are going to hate me for this, but I prefer Halo over COD. That's just who I am. I don't play games for realism. I play games to pass time and have fun. That's why I enjoy Halo. And most of the time, my Xbox Live friends list is filled with people playing Halo. And sure, there's like maybe 5, 6 people playing COD. But, sure, why not? There are always going to be people playing COD, and I can't stop it. There are always going to be people playing Halo because they enjoy Halo over COD. There's always going to be people playing Battlefield because that's just who they are. People prefer Battlefield over Halo over COD. People prefer Halo over Battlefield over COD. It's just people prefer Call of Duty over anything else. It's just personal preference, and I enjoy Halo. Now, Halo Reach was kind of like a prequel to Halo Combat Evolved. And granted, it was Bungie's last Halo game, and they did kind of disappoint. But you have to take it for what it's worth, and I enjoyed it, Halo Reach, for what it was. And you have to appreciate what Bungie did for the Halo series, because without people buying the games, there would be no Halo 3 or Halo 2. Widely regarded as some of the best games in the series, story mode and multiplayer wise, because without people supporting Halo Combat Evolved, they wouldn't have even thought of making Halo 2 or Halo 3. So people who didn't like Halo Reach can just shut the fuck up, because without you supporting it and buying it, there wouldn't be Halo at all. So yeah, shut up. Last up is a game that I really fucking enjoyed, mainly because of the water physics in this game. Hydrophobia, which is kind of like not a real word. You would think that hydrophobia would be a fear of water, but it's not. It's actually rabies, which is kind of interesting. You wouldn't consider or even think that hydrophobia would be rabies. Yes, a hydrophobe is a person who has an abnormal fear of water, but hydrophobia is rabies, which kind of sets off something weird in your brain. Yeah, rabies. What? Anyways, enough about hydrophobia, the definition of it. The game is all about water physics, and the more you, if you haven't played the game, I don't know how to describe it. You play this person on the ship called the Queen of the World, or whatever the fuck it is. And the water in the game acts like you would expect it to in real life. If you shoot a barrel containing water and you leave and come back, the room will be filled with water, proportionate to however much water was in the barrel. And if you explode a barrel, or if you explode something that contains water, that room will be filled with water, and you can kill people by electrocuting them with the water around it, and you can electrocute them with just stuff around it, and you can use water to your advantage. You can drown people. It's just, I really enjoyed the game. It was different. It was refreshing. Oh, crap. I thoroughly enjoyed it for what it was. It was this platformer adventure game that really brought something new to the table, and really that is all I wanted it to be. With hydrophobia, it was supposed to be like this 3 or 4 part sequence of gameplays, but I think it was only like 1, maybe 2. I don't exactly remember what it was. I think it was only 1 though, because it was like scrapped because nobody bought it. But I really enjoyed it. It was a fantastic, refreshing game. And if you haven't played it, look up some gameplay on YouTube, or buy it yourself if you really like it. But don't take my word for it. Just look up some YouTube before you buy it, because you might not like it. It's pretty short. It is an indie game, and it only lasts like maybe 4 hours. But really, what do you expect? It's just like, it's a long DLC package for any game. So yeah, it's got, I enjoyed it a lot. And if you think you might enjoy it, give it a shot. Who knows, you might like it. And with that, that is the entirety of A Decade in Review. I know I rambled on way too long at certain points in this decade, but what did you expect? I had a lot to talk about for certain games, and that's just who I am. I'm trying to talk and get more acquainted with speaking, and that's why I did this commentary session. Sure, I did and yeah, and there were pauses in the game, in the commentary, but I can't exactly prevent that, because that's just who I am, and I'm still learning how to be a better speaker. And I think all of us need to, unless you're a fantastic speaker and you can do this without pausing at all, or saying yeah, over and over again, then you are going to have trouble with it. But that's why I did it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys next commentary session, whatever the fuck I think about it. Later, guys.